Hi everyone, welcome back to the monthly investing adventure. Today is February 3rd, 2025. It's the first trading day of February, so it's time for us to go and make our buys into the monthly investing portfolio. If you're new here, this is something that I do every month. My name is Fook, and I started this a couple years ago just to show people how you would start investing basically from zero. So welcome if you've not been here before. But let's hop to the computer, take a look at what we've got, and then talk a little bit about what we're going to do and make our buys. So as of month-end close, which was on Friday, January 31st, and this was before the monthly contribution, the portfolio was sitting at about $7,227, $28. That was where it ended the month at. And this is the balance that is now reflecting the $305 that we've added for this month. So when I first started this portfolio back in March, I want to say of 2023, we contributed $250 a month to start. And then at the beginning of 24, I increased that by 10% to $275. And then at the beginning of 2025, last month, we bumped that up to $305 a month. So this is supposed to mimic when you get salary increases every year, that you should be adding to your contribution as well. So this balance right now, 75.60, is after the contribution. I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about the performance of the portfolio, looking at it from the Fidelity web interface. So I don't think I've done this a lot, but as I'm using it, I might as well kind of give you a little tour of how everything works. So here we are. When you click on performance, you have several options to select from in terms of time frame. This 1 year view is just fine. If I were to scroll down and take a look at the returns here, this black line represents the returns. So it's showing everything on a monthly basis. So if I go to the last point here, this is representing January 1st to January 31st, 2025. And as you can see, the return was 1.68% for the month. And then over the 1 year time frame, this portfolio has returned 18.45% on an annualized basis. And you can see here the individual months. Most of the months are in the green, so they were up quite a bit. But then we had a couple of months that was in the red, so decline. So 8 out of 12 months, that's pretty good. That's 2/3 of the time it's going up. And then, of course, the other third means it's going down. And this actually does kind of track with long-term averages in terms of positive days and negative days and what have you. So it's not a surprise to see this pattern. But yeah, in January, the portfolio did pretty well in terms of returns, and we'll take that as a win. So let's go ahead and take a look at the allocation of this portfolio. I talk about this every month, but it never hurts to go through it. The portfolio at a high level is a 70% stock portfolio, 20% bonds, and 10% commodities. On the stock side, that 70%, I divided it into half, and we have 35% into large cap growth. And for that allocation, I'm using the NASDAQ 100 as represented by the QQQ ETF. The other half is a small cap value, which I'm using the Advantis ETF AVUV. For the bond portion, I'm using an intermediate government bond ETF called GOVT, 20% there. And then the rest of it, the 10%, is in commodities, and we're using gold. All right, going back to the balance over time. So like I said, I started this back in March of 2023. So we are coming up to, what is it, a 2-year anniversary here for the portfolio. And for the last, 18 months or so, the portfolio actual balance has been running above its forecasted return based on back testing. Is this going to continue? Probably not. I don't expect it to, but it's always interesting to see how we track. What I expect is going to happen over time is that this blue line is going to get back down to the orange line. We call that reversion to the mean. So that's where we are. In terms of buys, this is how we are going to deploy our $305 in cash. And for the first time in a while, we're going to be selling some gold. So I'm going to sell about $13 of it, and then the rest will spread out to the other funds. As usual, I'm going to use the Fidelity trading dashboard to make my buys. So first off, let me get rid of the portion that I have to sell, and that's gold. So I'll select GLDM, and I'm going to sell. We're going to sell dollars at the market, and it was $12.50, but I'm going to round that up to $13. Preview and get this placed. And we are done. Okay, going back to the buy list, I have $121 in QQQ and $128 in AVUV. So 121 in QQQ, and click on that. We'll go ahead and buy dollars at the market, 121, preview the order, and we will get that placed. All right, next up is AVUV. Double check my buys again, 128. So I'll go and buy dollars at the market, 128, preview, and get that placed. All right, so far we spent $235 in the buys and sell. What's left is GOVT. I'm going to go and do some quick math here just to make sure that we end up with as little cash as possible. So cash balance was $305.15 after the contribution, and we're going to subtract out $235.68. And that leaves us with $69.47, which is pretty close to this, couple cents off, but pretty close. So I'm going to go to government bonds. I'm going to buy dollars at the market, $69.47. Preview and get that placed. All right. Once this is updated, you can see that we have 2 cents left, which is our goal. We're trying to leave as little cash uninvested as possible. And there we are for the monthly investing adventure. Thanks for following along with me. I'll see you on the next one. See you later.